Hello, welcome to the Aquarian Mind podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 369. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's time to delve into book insight. It's not Friday, so I apologize. Did not have a moment to really get this podcast in for, your Book Insight Friday. So making up for lost time, jumping on here today, continuing with the Man's Plight series. We are up to a Man's Plight 4, and we're almost done with the book series. So we've got 3 more books to focus on. A Man's Plight 4 is focusing on a fictional character named Evan and his story and the pressures for him to achieve financial success. Now, just a quick reminder, I'm not delving into how I wrote the book and why and all of that good stuff. If you would like to listen to how this book came together, it is podcast episode number 192. Podcast episode number 192. It will be easier to find that if you go to my website, which is theaquarianmindpodcast.com, and it'll be easier to click episodes and click on Man's Plight series, and you will find your episodes there much quicker instead of scrolling on a specific platform that you're listening to my podcast on. Now, if you want to scroll and you want to do all of that, have fun by all means, but I don't think that would be ideal. It's why I created the website that I did. Okay, so let's delve into this book. Like I said, Man's Plight Part 4, it focuses on Evan's story and financial success. He delves deep into his struggles to find a career, achieve the financial success he wants, but feels under constant pressure to get to where he wants to be. Evan delves deep into his life, from going to college to struggling to find stability at a company. He's at the golden age of 30, and that's when the world expects you to have your life together. And after spending his 20s chasing a paycheck, Evan finally decides to pursue his dreams and what he's passionate about. It's a story of what so many men deal with in their everyday lives and how men can't fall into society's expectations. So that is the brief synopsis of what this book is and what it entails. I will definitely leave the links in the description, if you would like to look further into this story and what I wrote. As I always say, my books aren't ridiculously long. I write it to where it delves straight into the story right away, so you're not sitting around dragging and wondering when the story is going to pick up. I made that mistake with my first book, The Struggles and Growth of a Man Part 1, and then after that, I just decided that I need to just pack a punch right away and delve into the book. So here is the chapter layout. The lies we're told, college and degrees, paying back debt, you guys know what that is, school loans, corporate America and the grind, the 4 major struggles, which is mental, emotional, spiritual, and financial, living at home and being judged, because men are constantly judged for where they live, what kind of car they drive, and where they're at with their socioeconomic status. Chasing money instead of passion. What personifies success. White collar versus blue collar, which is corporate America versus, the blue collar workers such as engineers, garbage workers, welders, construction workers, and so many other things. Then there's trade school, the stories, happiness and love, no more pressure on men, investments / passing the torch. So those are the chapters and the breakdown of how this book is put together and materialized and all that good stuff. So let's delve into the first chapter, The Lies We're Told. It's only fitting that the story starts like this. Evan is my name, and I have so much to share. This is my story and so many other men in today's world. It's the common story of financial success in society. Apologize for slowing up. It's crazy how many lies we're told from a young age, where we're shown images of what success is. It's pushed and shown to you constantly until your mind is programmed enough to believe that's what it is. It's money and power. Well, at least from my perspective at a young age. It's been the mantra for decades, and it's not changing anytime soon. I grew up a middle-class kid with both of my parents in the picture. My mom and dad had great careers, and I was under a microscope. It was following in the footsteps of them, and it grew tiring. Constantly being told that college is a great opportunity to advance my knowledge and get a degree. There's so many layers to that I'll speak on that more as chapters move on. I don't want to throw it all out there all at once and lose you early on in this story. We don't get told about the debt that we'll face after college and the struggles we'll deal with as the economy changes and shifts from year to year, and as corporations adjust accordingly. Corporate America and making it through the trenches every day, working for someone and losing a sense of yourself. Falling into a life of mediocrity, comfort, and complacency. We become average, and it's what school really prepares you for. How financial success is living good, from the clothes we wear to the cars we drive, where we live, and how far along are we in our careers. Here I am, still trying to figure it all out, and it's all mind-boggling to me. My parents never told me how much the world can literally eat you alive and not have a care about you. I've been lied to all of my life, not even knowing and realizing my parents are struggling financially still, paying back college loans from all of the degrees they have hanging on their office walls. Let's be mindful that they're in their mid-50s and still living an average life. Both were able to get into great careers in the medical field, but are still grinding daily. I'll share my realities of what their lives are later on in this journey of mine, while I still live in their home in the basement that I helped them fix up for my own benefit. I have privacy, but not really, as they're a walk upstairs. There's so much I go through internally, and I regret falling into the lies I've been told for so long. It took me years to see the truth of what's being done to all of us. The financial success pressures of men are astronomical and crazy. I'm still under pressure to achieve it, but I'm in a different place mentally, where my happiness is more important than money, and by the end of this story, you'll hear it from me. It's time to share the truth of what a lot of men experience and go through. Here's how men lose a sense of themselves due to all that's around us. That is the first chapter of A Man's Plight, Part 4. And then after that, I delve into college and degrees. And for those who know, you know. And what that means is a lot of people in this world are in debt with college loans. I am one of them. So I'm not going to sit here and absolve myself from them, because I am. And I'm still paying them over 20 years later. And none of that gets easy. And now we're in a place in life where trade school is talked about much more. It wasn't talked about 20 years ago, when I got out of high school. That was far, far, far beyond of what people talked about. It was either you go to college or you go into the military, which was either the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Coast Guard. I think there's one more. I don't remember what the other one is. And I will admit that I was close to joining the Navy in my mid-20s. And let's just say my mom wasn't having it. But I will say, college can kind of really prepare you for life from a time management standpoint, because when you're in school, you have, 5 classes, you're living on campus, you have a myriad of distractions, which is parties and friends and all that good stuff. But anyway, this story of A Man's Plight, Part 4, like I said, it's fictional. It's a story that so many men deal with and go through. And as I'm in my early 40s, I'm still going through it, trying to get to a place where the financial success is there. So it's not only, me writing my books and doing this podcast, but it's also trying to have a job / career that works for me and what makes me happy. So it's the reason why I wrote this book. All right, that's my podcast for today. I thank you for listening. As always, the aquariummindpodcast.com is the website. Once again, the links will be in the description for where you can purchase this lovely book. Be good and go accomplish your goals.